Kouri Marshall.
Hello. Can I begin? Good afternoon, Chair Farnsworth and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Kouri Marshall, and I serve as the Director of State and Local Public Policy for the Central Region at the Chamber of Progress, a tech industry coalition committed to ensuring that all Americans benefit from technological leaps. Our corporate partners include companies like Amazon, Apple, Pindrop, and Clear, but our partners don't have a vote or veto over our positions. We urge our committee to oppose SB 1238, which would effectively ban routine and advanced security measures. Biometrics improve the security of important transactions, electronic devices, online accounts by assigning a value unique to an individual that cannot be lost, forgotten, faked, or obtained via social engineering. This vastly improves the security of online accounts and phone transactions by eliminating some of the most common ways hackers utilize to access private accounts. But these security benefits for consumers are threatened by SB 1238's requirements because they are ill-suited to online and phone environments. The bill's requirements to obtain affirmative written consent and lack of exceptions for security and anti-fraud measures will effectively ban the use of biometrics for security purposes. For example, an insurance company might analyze a caller's voice to authenticate account ownership. Under this bill, a fraudulent caller who reached the stage where biometric authentication was applied could sue the insurance company for impermissibly analyzing their voice without written consent. We are just at the early stages of exploring how biometric technology can improve our lives. But SB 1238 stands to deny Arizona residents the choice to take advantage of these advances. In particular, Section 18702C states, a private entity in possession of biometric information may not otherwise profit from a person's biometric information. As written, this would outlaw the use of biometrics as a part of service offered to consumers or as any other part of for-profit enterprise. In addition to security benefits, biometric technology benefits consumers in a number of ways that have been pointed out today. For example, biometrics enable important transactions such as buying or selling a home. Biometrics can allow you to remotely unlock your car. Biometrics can allow frequent travelers to speed through the airport using biometrics verification systems. And it can allow family members with voice-enabled smart home devices to set unique preferences for each family member. Echoing what we've heard here today, in Illinois, similar legislation to this bill was passed, and class action lawsuits have sprung up subsequently all across the state. Unfortunately, those lawsuits primarily benefited trial attorneys rather than individual plaintiffs. These lawsuits also had a chilling effect for consumers, augmented the products like face filters, and were preemptively blocked for users in the state. And some companies opted not to do business in the state at all because of this. We welcome the opportunity to work with the committee to create alternative legislation that will benefit consumers without denying them the security and convenience biometric technology can provide. For example, thank you, sir.
Sorry to cut you off so quickly.
Oh, that's fine.
Long day here. Any questions for Kouri? And yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Senator.
Very curious to know what your example is.
Thank you. I'll go right back to that. For example, allowing a cure period of 30 days would give companies acting in good faith the opportunity to address inadvertent violations without stifling innovation. This bill in its current form, as we have seen in Illinois, has allowed employers to sue their employees to sue their employers. For example, if you were to scan your fingerprint to get into this building, without express permission, those employers would be able to sue the state of Arizona.
Thank you. And to that point,
Senator Kern.
there's a part of me that doesn't see a problem with that, because as we know in our email addresses and all that other stuff, those are sold to government entities and corporations and all that. And I think the intent, now I'm not the sponsor, but I do know the sponsor a little bit. And I think the intent behind this bill is to stop the collection of personal data without our approval. I get everything you're saying, and I agree with everything you're saying. But the bigger picture is you have a lot of governments out there that want to control their population. And we live in America. We haven't experienced that to the nth degree like China has, or North Korea, or whoever, where literally in China, you can go on any system, any one of these traffic lights, and as you're moving about your day, we can figure out everything about you, what you're doing and all. That's what we're trying to prevent, I believe. And you have to start somewhere. So, I agree with the intent behind this bill, but there are a lot of things to be worked out. Somebody should be getting my permission to be able to follow me around and see what I'm doing. But on the other side of that, I don't think an employer should be, met with a lawsuit by an employee. So keep that in mind as I think the intent behind this bill is correct. But if there seems to be a lot of things that need to be ironed out, as evidenced in the Illinois example. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Kouri?